So welcome everybody. Today we will learn what are HTML forms. So HTML form is used to collect user input. The HTML form element is used to create an element form for user input. The form element is a container for different types of input elements such as text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons, etc. The HTML input element is the most used form element. An input element can be displayed in many ways depending on the type of attribute. The label tag defines a label for many form elements. The label element is useful for screen reader users because the screen reader will read out loud the label when the user focuses on the input element. So let me show you an example and create a file called forms.html. Load this structure HTML forms. Now to define a form element we have to use the form tag, and this a form needs two attributes to work. One is action and one is method. There are two types of method to post to send a request is get or post. Now we will study about get, and the action element is used to go to another page when we submit the form. So the input element is the most used element in the HTML forms, and it also matters on the attribute. If it is there are many attribute values like in type, like in text, telephone time, date time, local date, and etc. number, like this. But the most used is text. Now if I run it, we will see an input box there. Like this. Here we can type. Okay, and when we type, if we press enter, the page will reload. So let's see what is the use of action and method. So for that we will need buttons. If you don't know what are HTML buttons, then go to my video on HTML buttons in the channel. So let's see if we write click here, like this. Now if I create one more file called submitted.html, load this structure, submitted, and give an h1 give s1 submitted. Now for that we need to click here. The action should be filled up like this, any link you want. Now I am redirecting it to a file submitted.html that I have created. If I type hello and press enter, okay, we have to give the method. Now we will use get, and we will learn about post later. Okay, I should save it. Now see, it is showing submitted. If I click here, it is showing submitted. So this is how HTML form works. We will there are many like input. Let me show you another things like input type. If it is checkbox, see here is a checkbox that I can check and uncheck. If I click radio, so this is radio button which I can select but cannot deselect again. There are groups of radio buttons to work, but I am showing you one. We will study about in detail in the input and labels. Radio buttons when we will come to radio buttons. Okay, so these are input elements. One more example like a number. If I click, if I now see, this is a, it only accepts number like this, but if I click any letter, it will not work, but only numbers like this. So these are HTML forms. If you want to learn more about HTML, go to my channel. There will be more videos of HTML and the links are in the description below. So today we have learned what HTML forms. We will meet in the next video. Bye.